What has neglect been costing you lately? Time, money, clients, peace of mind. How did you feel when you recognized that you really were just too busy to remember to do the things that mattered to keep your business afloat? The truth is, we're all going to struggle with neglect at some point. But in this video, it's really a wake-up call for you that you can't expect your business to do well when you are neglecting certain parts of it. And I don't want you to feel bad at all, but I do want you to become responsible for the state of your business. So stay tuned in this video if you realize that it's already you and you need to get coached from stuck to unstoppable. So this is the first thing I really want you to believe me when I say this. Neglect isn't really about character. Sometimes it's really just about capacity. Most entrepreneurs aren't negligent because they just don't care. They're just doing too much, trying to juggle it without a clear system to juggle it. Now, you can't assume that something is going to work on autopilot when you didn't test it while still sitting in the driver's seat. So, would a pilot put a plane on autopilot when he didn't test that the autopilot was working in the first place? He can't do that. That's silly, right? But sometimes in your business, you automatically think something is going to work without you that you never tested. You never tested it. So I'm asking you this question. Has your business been suffering from neglect? And if it has, I want you to name one area of your business that you've been neglecting. I don't want you to attach a reason to that. Just name one area. Has your business been suffering from neglect? And if so, identify one area that you've been neglecting. So if this is the truth, if you're everywhere doing everything, you won't get ahead in your business. And sometimes the issue is you don't know how to manage a lot of things as yet. And that's actually okay if you don't know how to do it. But what's not okay is recognizing it and not doing what you should do to fix it. So awareness is really supposed to lead us to what? Action. What kind of action? The action that produces the change that we need to see so we can have the result we need to have. That's it. So don't become aware of that one thing that I just asked you about and then sit there and feel sorry for yourself. No, it's there and it came up because it has to be solved. So what I want you to know is this. Abundance isn't a burden when you become the person who can manage it. It's not a burden to have 50 more clients. It's not a burden for you to have to do a lot of balance sheets now. Those things are not burdens, right? Managing more revenue is not a burden. But what it's doing is it's placing a demand on you to become the person who could do the thing. Or if you can't, just hire the people who can. But don't let the business sink because you're too busy. That's not right, right? So what is the one thing you can act on now, right now, to change that thing that you've been neglecting in your business? Because change happens when you make a decision and you act in accordance with that decision. That's really how change happens. So neglect is actually subtle until it explodes. So neglect starts like statements like, I'll just deal with it later. I'll email that person later. I'll call that client later. I'll update that client dashboard later. And later never comes because you're just so busy, not just with the business, but with your life. Later could become weeks and then months. And then you're preventing something that could have taken you 10 minutes. So I want you to begin the practice of asking yourself regularly this one question. What have I been avoiding or pushing aside? What have I been avoiding or pushing aside? You keep remembering to do it, but you're not acting on it because you're thinking to yourself, you'll remember later, and you keep forgetting later is never coming. Remember this, Small problems don't fix themselves. People fix problems. Problems don't ever fix themselves. People fix problems. So it's either one, you become the person who can solve it, or two, you hire someone who is smarter, faster, and able to help you do it. But either way, it won't go away unless someone does something about it. Who is going to be that someone? Is it going to be you, or are you going to hire the person who's going to solve that problem? Can you by yourself solve the problems you've been neglecting to? And if not, why haven't you gotten the help to solve it? Why haven't you? What's your excuse? Because your business is going under. Because you are not doing the thing you're supposed to do when you're in the driver's seat to do it. So sometimes the biggest contributor to neglect is actually overwhelm. So I want you to think about it. When you're overwhelmed by your team, your clients, your personal life, the truth is neglect starts feeling like survival. And you tell yourself, I just need peace. So do you know what you do? So you start delaying the hard things, thinking that they'll just miraculously disappear. But they're not disappearing, they're actually compounding, waiting for you in the future with a consequence that you won't be able to pay the price for. That's counterfeit peace. When you keep delaying things, that's counterfeit peace. It's a fake calm, but it comes with a hidden bill. And the bill always comes later with interest. So when you use neglect as a coping mechanism, you're trading short-term comfort for long-term consequences, and your business is going to pay the price. So what has being overwhelmed cost you in your business lately? What has it? Be honest with yourself. What has being overwhelmed cost you in your business? So this is your wake-up framework, and it's the word active. You know, I like to do things with frameworks when I coach you, so that way you will remember. I want you to acknowledge what's being neglected. Ask yourself, what areas have I silently pushed to the back burner? I want you to think finances, content consistency, client experience, personal boundaries, rest. What have you pushed to the back burner? C, clarify what matters. What's the true cost of continuing to ignore this? What's the true cost? Not the perceived cost, the true cost. T, time block the solution. So I want you to find some time on your calendar this week. Give it a name, a time, a deadline. Start small, but decide that you're going to start to solve that problem. That one problem we identified earlier that you've been neglecting. I, identify the root issue. Why have I really been avoiding this? You're going to have to sit down and really ask yourself that. Is it that you feel like you lack time, confidence, skill, structure, help? What is it? And whatever the reason is, we have to overcome that. And V, value progress over perfection. So you don't need to fix everything. Just fix something, one task, one system, one small win that will build momentum. E, I want you to establish accountability. So partner up. Tell your coach, a business buddy, an assistant, I need help keeping this in focus. Because you can't always do it alone, right? When no man is an island, you always hear me say that here. So this is the truth. You've been neglecting your business. Some part of it, all parts of it, most parts of it, it doesn't matter. But the neglect is showing. And at this point, you have to take responsibility and decide, what am I going to do to fix this? Because problems don't fix themselves. People fix problems. So you either become the person who could fix it, or you hire the people who can. So if you want to be better in business and life, you need to notice problems faster. You can't afford to keep discovering fires when they're already blazing. Don't ignore your problems. Don't numb yourself with business. Give attention to what really matters. Stay active. That's the acronym. We have the acronym called ACTIVE. So in the comments, I want you to do this. I'm committing to solve, and then you're going to insert the thing that you've been neglecting in your business. I'm committed to solve my client onboarding process. I'm committing to solve hiring another assistant. I'm committed to solve hiring another coach. What are you committed to solve? And let's normalize being intentional, not being busy. There's always a better way to do things. And here we take you from what? stock to unstoppable, so you can do what? Profit with peace. So take care of yourself, like this video, subscribe to this channel, watch the other videos here at the end screen so that you will know how you can do that. Take care.